Alright guys, this video is all about AI tools and how they can create designs for us or work as an assistant designer for us. So basically we're gonna be talking about image generation tools, mainly MidJourney in this video, as by far this is the best tool for AI image generation. And of course we're gonna mention other tools as well, maybe free tools like Leonardo or Ideogram, and another tool that might be already included in your subscription, which is Adobe's Firefly. And what's really cool is how we can use these tools to be utilized and used for graphic design. So without further ado, let's get in, as it's gonna be an inspiring one. Starting first with MidJourney, and by the way, this is an updated video of MidJourney. You will find other videos covering MidJourney as well, previous versions, and when we had to use Discord app to use that amazing tool, that app in here. Previously we had to use MidJourney bot to create our images. However, now we have MidJourney web browser version where we can type our text prompt in here and generate our images, which is, by the way, way easier and more intuitive. Good for us if you ask me, you know. So in order to access MidJourney, you need to type midjourney.com. You'll find links in your resources, and also resources will be attached to that specific lecture while you're watching this one, because these are new resources. So I'm gonna attach them as well to that lecture when I upload that video. Once you type midjourney.com, you might find that interface where you need to click in here to sign up, or you can log in if you already signed up before. However, if you want to sign up, you can click in here. You can continue with Google if you would like. And speaking of their plans, sometimes they do offer free trial periods, and they do have different plans. Me, myself, I'm using the $11 monthly plan, which is not expensive considering that you're gonna be making money using these tools as well. They're gonna be saving you tons of time, effort, and money, of course. Anyway, once you sign up, you'll find that interface in here. And don't worry guys, as I told you, do have other free tools as well. Ideogram, where you can type your text prompt in here to generate images. And of course, they do have premium plans as well. However, until now, they do have a free version of Ideogram. And also, as I told you guys, Adobe Firefly. If you do have Adobe subscription plan, you can get access to their AI tools as well. So here, for instance, you can find text-to-image tool, generative fill, which is existing in Photoshop, and Adobe Express. Now it's including cool typography tool as well, AI typography tool. And actually they are also introducing generate video as well, which is really cool. Another free tool in here will be Leonardo.ai. They do have premium plans as well. However, you can use it for free with some limitations. Another tool to try for free as well would be OpenAI or OpenArt.ai. DALL-E as well. You'll get like 7 days free trial to experiment with this tool. And as I told you guys, we're going to be discovering some of these tools in details later. So for instance, you'll find detailed videos about Adobe Firefly and even how to generate images within Photoshop. So here, for instance, Adobe Photoshop can generate even images. That's Photoshop 2025. You can click in here. You'll find generate image, and even in the beta version of Photoshop, you'll find a more advanced generative tool in there. And of course, there are other amazing AI tools in Adobe Photoshop 2025, which are explained in detail in other video. Anyway, I want to mention that at the beginning so you don't feel that you are restricted to using only MidJourney. However, it's the best AI generative tool until now. However, the other tools are cool as well. So anyway, let's close that. And when you look at that design in here that's created by MidJourney, I used it mainly to create that image. And here, when you think about it, you're going to be working as a creative director, as basically you're going to be coming up with creative idea or concept or metaphor. Then you're going to be using your knowledge of graphic design theories to create an aesthetically pleasing design. And then you're going to be placing your typography in the right place and also in proportion with logo and other design elements. And of course, in other scenarios, you might need to create your design from scratch, so keep that in mind as well. So after that essential introduction about AI generative tools, let's see how we can use MidJourney web browser version in detail. So once you log in, you're gonna see that interface in here. So on left side, you're gonna find Explore tab, where we are now. These are images created by others, and it's really amazing for inspiration. So if you click on any of these images, let's click on that one for instance, you can see that this is the user's name in here who created that one. and he typed that in here to get that image. So he typed minimalist color illustration, white 1980s, Pontiac Trans AM, palm trees, hibiscus flowers, beach, and MidJourney created that for him. If you click on that image, you can see an enlarged version of that one. And if you want to use that prompt, you can copy that text and paste it in here. Or if you want to go back to other images, you can click outside or click that close and you're back to explore. However, before we start creating our images by typing in here, let me show you guys that amazing technique which I call reverse engineering of AI generated images. So usually when you want to create an image, you have an imagination or an idea in your mind and you want the AI to create it for you in a certain and specific way. And since MidJourney has been for almost 2 or 3 years now, there are tons of AI generated images already by other amazing and creative users, and that's where we're gonna start, as we wanna start from where others ended already and wanna get inspired as well about that topic that we have in our mind. So an example here will be our client is Delta Airlines, American Airlines if you don't know about them. They are one of the major airlines in there, and they hired us to do them a magazine ad or design for their business class services. So when you start brainstorming that idea in your mind, you might be thinking about a passenger, happy passenger if you will, sitting comfortably. And also we have that idea of being over the moon, over the cloud, means you're happy. So from here I'm starting to think about visualizing that image of a comfortable passenger sitting already in the clouds. Hence that design in here. See how that guy is already happy like that, like no boundaries between him and the clouds, and you can tell that he's having a great time already. So creating that visually from scratch, you'll need to hire a photographer and maybe shoot in a location of aircraft or a simulator or something like that, and do tons of retouching of clouds, and this would be the traditional way. However, when it comes to AI era, things can get really easy. So if we go back to MidJourney and remember that reverse engineering technique, I'm gonna start clicking in here and let's think of something that will be giving us a similar visual. So let's type passenger in the cloud, for instance. And once you type that, you'll find that other users already created similar images, or even you might get inspired about other art directions. So we're gonna keep scrolling and see what others created before. That's a similar visual in there. However, the style is quite illustrated, not a photorealistic image. You can enlarge that one. This is somehow illustrated. However, this could be used as a start for our image, so we can see what he typed in there to get that image. So he's typing airplane chair with cloud and man sitting on the chair and eating back view, and there are clouds around the chair. So maybe we don't need to have that eating part. We can copy that text prompt, highlighting that text, pressing Command on Mac or Control on Windows and C to copy that, then clicking in here Command or Control V to paste that. Then we can remove maybe eating and back view because we don't like that. Also can add a happy passenger instead of man, a happy passenger. Then we can start adding a medium for MidJourney to start working on that visuals, or a format. So a format or a medium will be a magazine ad in that case. So you want to tell the AI tool or MidJourney which art direction you're going for. Is it going to be a photograph? Is it going to be an advertisement? Is it going to be an illustration, a logo, or something like that? And speaking of that, there is a great formula for text prompt engineering where we can see in here, in Photoshop, going to that document. This is a great formula that you can apply when you're typing your text prompt or even when you are tweaking others' text prompt. Because remember, there are no copyrights about text prompts in there, so you can copy anybody's text prompt and start using them. And even these AI generated images, they don't have copyrights. So even you can use that image directly, but you want to have even more control. You want to create your own images, preferably, So let's go back to Photoshop and see that formula. We want to start by our format or medium, and that example it's going to be magazine ad, and then we're going to be adding our subject which is gonna be a passenger in that case. Then we need to add details, like setting in clouds of business class. Then you can start adding styles to have more control of the generated image. So maybe you can add realistic, you can add even a style of a certain artist, like Da Vinci in here, Monet or Claude, something like that. Or even something like cyberpunk or neon. This will have a great impact on your final image. Then finally, and usually at the end, it's gonna be parameters. And parameters will be which aspect ratio you want. Is it gonna be portrait, landscape, and stuff like that. We're gonna see all that in detail. However, even if you type one word, AI will be generating a cool image for you, but this is to have a good control over your generated images. So let's go back to MidJourney again. Now we have a medium, airplane chair will be a subject. They're gonna be adding some details like a cloud and happy passenger. Then if you wanna add your parameters, you can click in here and start working on something like aspect ratio, which model and stuff like that. We're gonna see that in detail as well in few seconds. However, let's go back to our inspiration or reverse engineering technique. I'm not gonna apply that for now, minimizing that image. Then let's see what others created in there. This guy is really having a nice time in there, as you can see. This is the pilot himself. He's there. Okay. Oh, that one is really cool. As an idea, maybe without a chair as well. The cloud is a chair in itself. However, you want to make that one a bit more realistic, so maybe you can add magazine ad, and she's already using hyper realistic, but you can add maybe a photograph as a medium. Then it's gonna look more like a photograph. Imagine using something like that. This is gonna destroy the company in that case, you know. This is our passengers. Oh man, AI gives me some cool time when I keep exploring like that, reverse engineering. Wow, I keep laughing, you know. Check this one. This is very cool as well. So that image in here looks really cool and could be a great start. We can copy that text prompt and keep experimenting with that one as well. However, let's keep quickly scrolling in there. Another cool one in there. And this one could be a very creative one as well, you know. I like that angle, I like that art direction. So basically guys, now you can get the idea. We have seen about like 5 images so far. Scrolling in that reverse engineering technique using a passenger in cloud. You can type something like zero gravity as well. You can type something like first class passenger as well. Let's try that. Class passenger. Let's see what we get. Let's maybe add airplane in the beginning. So as you can tell, straightforward images so far. There is no creativity in these images, no metaphors as you can see. But they can be used maybe for straightforward ads or as an inspiration as well. So anyway, let's see guys what I used to create my image. If you click on that tab in here, which is Organize, you're gonna see what you already created with MidJourney. So if we click in there, that's the image I created. As you can see, these are multiple images. I kept trying with different prompts, as you can tell. And maybe I liked one of these in there. And that's what I used to create that image. So let's copy that text prompt, Command or Control C. When I created that one, I used the previous version of MidJourney, version 5.2. Now currently, while we're recording that video, we have version 6.1. Maybe by the time you're watching that video, it's gonna be a higher one. So let's see what 6.1 will do for us. Let's click in here and paste that. Here we have our formula, our format, magazine ad of a male sitting in a business class seat. That's our subject in there, a male sitting in business class seat. And we're adding details in clouds, enjoying his flight with Delta Airlines. Usually Delta Airlines has the theme of red and blue. If we check their logo in there, it's usually red and blues, you know. That's why AI generated a red chair for us, and it's so matching them. So it's a great touch as well. We're not gonna add any styles because like a magazine ad I think will be fine. We can click in here to work on parameters. So for aspect ratio, we can click on landscape. You can even use that slider in here to change it to 3:2, even 16:9, you know. that's more of a video format, or even you can double click on that and change it, make it 16 by 10 or so. You can reset that anytime you want from here. Let's go with maybe 4 by 3 or so, or 3 by 2. This could be half a page magazine ad, or 2 pages in front of each other, or even a social media ad campaign. Then here we have model. As I told you guys, we have latest version 6.1. Usually you need to select the latest version. So if you have 7 or 8, 10 or 20, go ahead and select that. However, since MidJourney version 5, it's been really cool, so you might need to experiment with that. Usually it takes multiple trials to get your desired image. As you can tell, I generated that one over maybe 20 times or so to get that image. So you need to experiment most of the times to get your desired results. Remember that. And also if we scroll down, we can see that we have Niji. These are mainly anime styles or manga or Japanese drawings. If you want to go for that art direction, you might select Niji 6 or highest available model for you. Anyway, let's keep it as test 6.1. And also for personalize, you can train MidJourney for your style by clicking on tasks. You're gonna be selecting from 2 images, about 200 images or so. Then MidJourney will know your style. You can unlock that. I didn't do that myself. However, you can do it from here, add your own style, and it's gonna be added by $B or so as a parameter. You can see $B in there. So if you wanna add your own taste, your own style, you can do that by clicking on tasks. Then when it comes to aesthetics, as you can see by default we have stylization of 100, and the smaller that number is, the AI will be adherent to your text prompt or complying with your text prompt the most. However, if you go all the way to 1000, it's gonna get creative and it might not be adhering to your text prompt that much. And this is known in AI tools as AI adherence to text prompts, and especially it happens if you ask for too many details. So if we added with a flight attendant and maybe a glass of juice and stuff like that, it's gonna start ignoring some of your text prompt, okay? So let's keep it at 100 for now. And weirdness and variety by default at 0. I usually keep them as they are. However, if you're looking for creative stuff, maybe weird stuff, you can start messing with these sliders, and even they do have more explanation in there. Even it's saying resulting in a unique and unexpected outcomes. So brace yourself, okay? When it comes to speed, within my subscription I do have fast. Other plans has turbo. It's gonna generate images way faster. However, it's gonna be eating your credit as well faster. And when you run out of your fast hours, you're gonna be using relaxed mode, where MidJourney will be creating images in a slower pace. And this is common as well in other AI generative tools. So once we're happy with that, we can click in here and let's execute that. Submit it. Now we can go to organize again. I submitted that twice by mistake, so we have like 8 versions. Usually you get 4 when you submit that, and I think that one is very cool. Once we click on our image, we can see our text prompt in there, our parameters, that's our aspect ratio, that's the used version for that image, and even here we have other controls or actions. So for instance, if you like that one but you think you can get even better from that art direction, you can ask for vary to create vary other images from that one, either subtle, let's click that, or strong. And as you can see, they are created in there. They are being created, and strong will be created in there as well, so we can see the difference. And also we can upscale an image, also either subtle or creative. Usually if you click on any image, you can see that's an upscaled one, but always make sure to click on upscale again, so you can get the highest resolution from MidJourney on your desired image. So let's also upscale that one as subtle and creative, so you can see the difference between them. Then here we have more like rerun. We can rerun that text prompt again, or editor. Let's check that one. It's very cool, and you can do that as well in Photoshop. These AI editing tools are existing in Photoshop as well. So here we have eraser, and when you have that one selected, you can click on any part of your image. Maybe I don't like that window part in there, so I'm gonna delete that and click submit, and it should be removing that part from me. Or we can restore it anytime again. We can go back to undo what we did. And also this is your brush size, by the way, so you can enlarge your brush like so, or even you can change your scale, so maybe something like that to generate that surrounding about your image. This is also existing in Photoshop and it's called generative expand. So let's click submit as well on that. And also you can open in full editor. By the way, you can edit your text prompt as well in here. Let's click on that one. However, this one is still in beta, and if you want to access that one, you need to have a yearly subscription plan. But I'm gonna tell you guys, it's not necessary because we have all these tools in Photoshop. So let's go back and click in here and see what we've got. Now I need you to use your memory. Remember when we used variation, very subtle and strong, that's gonna be subtle, almost the same image with subtle changes. You can see that in the window in here and in here, maybe minor details. It's keeping the same image with some minor variations, okay? However, that's gonna be variation, strong. The guy is looking from right side to left side, and here he's wearing a suit, a great idea, if you will. Here we don't have a window. However, we have a weird window in here. We can remove that maybe in Photoshop using generative fill, or even in MidJourney. Then here we have upscale, that's subtle and that's strong. So if we click on that image and click again, we have a high resolution image, as you can tell. So as I told you guys, remember always to upscale your images. Let's close that one. So that's upscale versions. You can see the difference in there. And also here in edit, we used that brush to remove that part, the window part from our image. And MidJourney gave us that option and these options as well. So maybe if you like that one, you can start tweaking that one again. Maybe do very subtle, you know, or even you can edit that one and start working on other parts within your image. So that's one edit. That's another edit when we started scaling our image down. In that case, MidJourney created a surrounding for our image, showing more of his leg in that case. So basically guys, you're gonna find these tools in other AI generative tools as well, and they are competing between each other to introduce the same features the others are offering. However, you already got the concept of using MidJourney, how you can reverse engineering what others did and get inspired by their work as well, how you can use that amazing formula when you're creating your text prompt. And speaking of text prompt, we have other detailed videos about text prompt engineering for MidJourney and AI generative tools in general, so you might need to check that one as well. And also how you can refine and edit your generated images in MidJourney. And once you're happy with that, you can get your image in Photoshop and start arranging and placing your design elements according to your designer's eye and your own taste. So in that case, I started placing my text in there, and even I got that message from AI tool as well, ChatGPT or Gemini. You can go ahead and click maybe Gemini. So maybe something like that. Give me 10 advertising messages for Delta Airlines business class magazine ad, and let's hit that. So maybe something like luxury redefined. I like that one a lot, and this one as well is cool. Indulge in unmatched comfort, soar above the ordinary is really cool as well. You can also use the same line and try ChatGPT and see what you get in there. You know, why not? They have bigger messages in there, so whatever you like, you can copy that and paste it in Photoshop using your text tool. From here, click and paste, and you can place your logo as well, and you're good to go. And always remember that you can refine your created images in Photoshop as well, because Photoshop has these amazing AI tools like generative fill, so you can select any selection tool, select your generated image, then you can maybe create a selection. Maybe you don't like that part of the cloud, and once you have a selection, you can use generative fill. Even without typing, you can see what's gonna be creating for you. It's gonna give you 3 options in there. And let's hide these layers. Much better if you ask me. And this one is cool as well, and I like maybe that one. Nah, maybe that one. And you can do the same as well for other parts. So maybe you don't like that part, you can select that part and start applying generative fill. If you wanna change your aspect ratio for your image, you can select your crop tool, expand your image, and you will find generative expand in there, where Photoshop will be expanding your image for you, and so on and so forth. So I hope you got inspired by that video and that reverse engineering technique, and it's definitely your turn. Go ahead and experiment with that AI tool. Generate maybe a similar ad for business class Delta Airlines, or maybe another brand that you feel you need to design for. And don't forget to share the creativity with us in our Facebook group. And remember that we have detailed AI videos about other AI tools as well, so make sure to check them and try them out.